guys, how are you doing today? I hope you're all doing well and keeping safe. My name is Stella Simon and I'm a registered clinical nutritionist from Kenya. I would like to welcome you to my YouTube channel, Nutrition by Stella Simon. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. And in case you're watching my video for the very first time and you've not yet subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Turn on the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you about diabetes, diet and diabetes. I would like us to understand, in case you are diabetic, what foods are you supposed to consume and what foods are you supposed to avoid. And starting from the definition, I would say that diabetes is a chronic disorder which is characterized by high blood sugar levels in the body. And this means that for someone to be diagnosed with diabetes, we have to check their random blood sugar or their fasting blood sugar in the laboratory. And I'll give you some of the symptoms of diabetes. And we have excessive thirst, we have excessive hunger, we have frequent urination and excessive urine production. We have weight loss, unexplained weight loss. You just find yourself, you have lost 5 kgs, you've lost 10 kgs within a short period of time and you cannot really explain what happened. And we also have general body weakness or general body malaise. So in case you find yourself with these symptoms, it's good to walk into a clinic, into a health facility and have your blood sugar levels checked. And when someone has been diagnosed with diabetes, we have 3 key elements that we all have to consider and to think about. And the first one is medical therapy. Here is all about the medication. You'll find some clients, they are using glucomet, some will be using metformin, and I would want to say that drug adherence is very important in the management of diabetes. So please, if you're diabetic and the doctor has prescribed some medication, please adhere and your blood sugars are really going to be controlled. The next component is physical activity. So this means that in case you're diabetic and maybe you're using the medication like the metformin or the glucomet, or you inject yourself using insulin, it's always good to be physically active because one, it's going to help in the functionality of the medication, and it will also ensure that you maintain the ideal body weight or a healthy body weight, and it also improves the lipid profile in your body. It's going to protect you because when you're active, you protect yourself from many illnesses. And the last component which I would like us to talk about today is nutrition counseling or nutrition education in diabetes. And I'll start by saying that most of the foods that we consume, they contain sugar. The threat comes in when the sugars they rise above the normal ranges. And tip number 1 is that vegetables should form the base of your diet. So this means that whenever you are consuming any meal, vegetables should be at least 50% of your plate. The next food group that is of great concern is the carbohydrates. Here we have the ugali, chapati, we have the rice. One, when you are going to purchase them, always check for the whole grain starches. And I'll give an example. Maybe you are going to buy rice. We have the brown rice and we have the white rice. The brown rice is recommended for someone who is diabetic because it contains the bran. And another thing is that it's going to be digested in your body at a slower rate. So this means that glucose is being released into your bloodstream at a slower rate. Another key nutrient that we focus on is the oils. It's always good, if you can afford, please choose the oils which are liquid at room temperature, because we want to also protect your heart so that you cannot end up having heart diseases. Another key thing that we focus on is the fruits. All the fruits, or most of them, they contain sugars. So when you're diabetic, you're supposed to consume one fruit at a time. For example, if it's an apple or if it's a banana, just one at one time. But if you consume both of them and they all contain sugar, your sugars are likely to spike. Another key thing that we look in is the fermented drinks. Someone who is diabetic should not consume the fermented drinks. For example, we have the fermented porridge and we have the yogurt. What happens is that during the fermentation process, the sugars in these two products, they are converted into simple sugars. And if it's in the simplest form, it means that it's going to be absorbed faster into your body, and the impact could be it's going to cause your blood sugar to spike. Another thing that we consider is sugar. Sugar is not good for someone who is diabetic. Please consume sugarless tea. Another thing, do not skip your meals, because when you skip your meals, you are likely to get into a condition or state which we call hypoglycemia. That simply means that your blood sugar is going to go below the normal ranges, and it's not something good, it's not good for your health. So do not skip your meals. Essentially, a diabetic person is supposed to consume a meal or a snack or maybe a drink every 4 hours. And another thing that I would like to talk about is salt. Salt is not good for someone who is diabetic. Please minimize salt intake, and this is because when you are diabetic, you have a higher risk of hypertension, and salt is one of the risk factors for hypertension. And apart from the hypertension, we also want to protect your kidneys. We don't want to end up in a situation where you have to go for hemodialysis. Another thing that I would encourage you is to avoid alcohol. Alcohol is not good for diabetics. Another thing that is important for a diabetic person is that you should have your eyes checked at least twice in a year, every 6 months. It's always good to visit the optician so that they can check how your eyes are doing, because diabetes may have a negative impact on your eyesight. And another thing that I would like to encourage you is to check your blood sugar levels regularly. If you can afford a glucometer, it's the best for you, because you can check at the comfort of your home. But if you cannot afford a glucometer, it's always good to you can check your blood sugar level weekly or every 2 weeks. And when you check your blood sugar levels, it's always good to have a notebook and record, so that the next time when you go for your clinic, you can actually tell your doctor or the healthcare provider, 2 weeks ago I checked my blood sugar levels and these were the results. But if you go to check your blood sugar levels and you find that either it is high or it is low, you are supposed to go to a clinic or to a health facility and seek medical attention. So that is it for today's video. Please comment down below in case you have any questions or you have any concerns, and I'll be glad to respond to you. Thank you so much for watching, and in case you have not yet subscribed, please go ahead and do so.